Welcome to this introduction on the hypergeometric distribution. If you are studying statistics, probability, or data science, this is a fundamental concept used when we deal with finite populations. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly when to use it and how to calculate it. So, what exactly is the hypergeometric distribution? Simply put, it calculates the probability of getting a specific number of successes in a set number of draws. But here is the catch. It happens without replacement. Unlike flipping a coin where the odds are always 50-50, here, every time you take an item out, the probability for the next draw changes because the total pool of items has shrunk. Let's visualize this with the classic urn problem. Imagine a jar containing two types of objects, say green marbles and red marbles. We call the green ones successes and the red ones failures. When you reach in and grab a handful, that is your sample. The hypergeometric distribution helps us predict how many green marbles you are likely to find in that handful. To use the formula, you only need to know four numbers. First, capital N is your population size, the total number of items. Second, capital K is the total number of successes existing in that population. Third, lowercase n is your sample size, how many you are drawing. And finally, lowercase k is the number of successes you hope to find in your sample. Here is the formula. It looks intimidating, but it is just three combinations. The top part asks, how many ways can we choose the successes we want? And multiplies that by, how many ways can we choose the remaining failures? Then, we divide everything by the total number of ways to simply grab a group of items from the population. A common confusion is between the binomial and hypergeometric distributions. The rule of thumb is simple. If you put the item back after drawing it, or if the population is massive, use binomial. But if you keep the item out, meaning without replacement, and the population is small, you must use hypergeometric. In these cases, one draw affects the next. Let's look at a concrete example. You have a standard deck of 52 cards. We know there are 4 aces in total. If you deal a hand of 5 cards, what is the probability that exactly 2 of them are aces? Here, our population is 52, our total successes is 4, our sample is 5, and we are looking for exactly 2 successes. Let's plug those numbers in. We calculate 4 choose 2 multiplied by 48 choose 3 and divide that by 52 choose 5. When we do the math, we find there are over 17,000 ways to get this hand, but over 2.5 million possible hands in total. The result is roughly 4%. If we calculated this for every possibility, getting 0 aces, 1 ace, 2, 3, or 4, we get this graph. As you can see, getting 0 aces is the most likely outcome, happening about 66% of the time. Getting 2 aces, as we calculated, is rare, and getting 3 or 4 is extremely unlikely. For those doing advanced calculations, the expected value, or mean, is just the sample size times the proportion of successes in the population. The variance formula is similar to the binomial one, but it includes a finite population correction factor. This factor accounts for the shrinking population as you draw cards. This isn't just about cards. Quality control engineers use this to test shipments without checking every single box. Ecologists use it to estimate animal populations by capturing, tagging, and recapturing. And auditors use it to spot checks on financial records. It is a vital tool in decision science. To wrap up, remember to use the hypergeometric distribution when sampling without replacement from a small population. Identify your 4 parameters, big N, big K, little n, and little k, and remember that as the population gets huge, this behaves just like a standard binomial probability. Thanks for watching.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.